This is Low Shores Landscaping. We're about to go ahead and start this landscape project here. This is Low Shores Landscaping. We're about to go ahead and start this landscape project here. We're going to be installing some stone around the beds. We're going to be putting in some mulch, weed fabric. We're going to be doing some landscape to the front beds as well. And we're also going to fix this construction walkway that the pool messed up while they were doing the pool. So here we're going to be installing some mulch in these beds. We're going to put some stone. The last contractors put in this drip that was way too close to the surface. We're going to be redoing this bed because these drip lines were just not installed correctly the first time. So unless you want dead plants, install it like that. We're gonna be taking out this grass. The guys are working on it. We have to make sure to take out all the weeds and everything, because if we don't, we're gonna have bad grass and it's going to die. These beds back in March, this side and the side over there, the customer is having us back. It's always easier to close a customer again than it is to get a new customer. On this property, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take up all the weeds. We're gonna put some more topsoil everywhere, and we're gonna be installing zoysia. We're gonna be installing zoysia, which is a really nice grass to use in your backyard because it's so strong. We're basically going to be putting it all out throughout this pool is, and on that back side we're going to put down some seed to make sure it grows and this customer has a great backyard. And in this bed right here, we're going to make a limestone bed. We're going to be putting some mulch in that side and some gravel on this side to make sure this customer has the best backyard in the neighborhood. We're here day 2 of this transformation. We had to order some of this material in. We're putting in the stone. It's very important for you to get your material on site, because if you don't have your material on site, you can't get anything done. In Texas, a lot of the times what happens, there's a lot of rock that just comes up out of nowhere, and we have to take it out in order to have the correct vegetation. A lot of builders won't take out the stone, but since we're a professional landscape company, we're gonna take out the stone and do it right the first time. Have a grass that only grows an inch a year. So they were raking out this area. So what happens is the machine brings the dirt from the front yard that's delivered by a heavy-duty truck. After that, it's dumped here, leveled out roughly by the machine, but after that, they have to hand rake it to get all the bumps and everything out. So if they come out here and play or they walk, they don't get hurt simply by walking. Another thing is, it looks like a golf course after we're 100% done. You guys remember the beginning of this, but it was yesterday. Today, we got it all cleared out, we got it prepped out, we got it really neat out here. So basically what they did is they took out all the weeds. We're going to be adding some soil onto this to get a less of a big step from the pool coming out here. We'll install the grass and the irrigation, and this yard will look so green, it'll be crazy. Day 3 of this backyard and front yard makeover. Here we got the guys that finished up the stone in the front, 2 beds, and so right now we'll put on the weed fabric, we'll install a few plants, we'll take a video of that, and after that we'll put in some mulch and it'll be good to go. So here we are, day 3. We're installing the irrigation, we're re-hooking up these wires across the pool. So a lot of times what happens in Texas, when you get a pool installed, the irrigation system gets wrecked, and it's not the pool's fault. It's no one's fault actually, you know. But the thing is, you have to get it repaired. So this homeowner had a pool installed. The irrigation system hasn't been working for a while, so we're here to fix that. We're here to reconnect the wires and make sure that they have a green yard. Here we'll be installing about 8 new valves everywhere. Each valve is connected to a timer in the garage. All these ditches they dug today. That's the top floor. All of it looks good up until now. Here we are, we're installing the irrigation system. You got to make sure it's subsurface underneath the soil. So we like to give it about 6, 8, maybe a foot below the soil, and then we'll obviously have grass on top of that. The reason you want to do this is so when your mower goes over it or anything else goes over it, it doesn't break so easily. A lot of the times people will do the ditches really close to the ground, which is not the correct way to do it, but we like to do it right so they started doing the stone, right? The one that I explained the other day. The main reason for this is going to be a manicured lawn with zoysia grass, and back there is going to be seeded, more of a wild grass mixture. So we had to dig this ditch and put mortar on the bottom of each stone to make sure it doesn't move over or accidentally get misplaced. We have a lot of rock here in Texas, so we had to use our handy dandy Root Turbo Bosch jackhammer to make sure we got the right depth that we needed. Here they have to level out each stone, make sure it's kind of level between each other. What we started doing is we started using these PVC pipes for all our curves and everything in between, just because they give the best type of curve, and all you got to do is butt it right up next to it, so it just makes it a lot easier. So here we took out the vegetation. They had some Bermuda grass over there, but we took it out because we're going to install some zoysia grass. It's a little bit better than the typical Bermuda grass. It stays greener longer, it needs less water, it's easier to mow, and it's a little bit more of a top golf kind of look as far as everything. So we still have some more soil to install there, but they're gonna bring that irrigation from that side over here. We're gonna continue our line of limestone, and we're gonna keep on. Day 4 of this landscape transformation. So we got all the dead plants out, we fixed the irrigation, we put down the weed fabric to make sure there's no more weeds, we put down some mulch, some nice little Mexican feather grasses, some bushes towards the back that'll flower nice and purple, and we left this. Hopefully it makes it and it turns into a wonderful plant. We're wrapping up this bed now. We cleaned out the bottom area, we did our nice stone border to make sure weeds stay out. We planted a brand new tree because the old one was really dead. We're putting down some weed fabric, we'll finish off with some mulch, and this bed will be nice and done. So we started our irrigation installation here at the backyard project, and so what we ran into was a lot of stone. A lot of times in Texas you'll run into a whole bunch of stone, so it's right to have the right type of equipment to get it done the first time, because if you don't, this could be a really big mess, especially by hand. Here we got some of our ditches done. They ran into rock, so what happened was we brought out our trencher, but we just ran into a whole bunch of rock. So what we decided to do is use our big machine and take out some of the bigger rocks and then run the trencher through that, so it can have some soft soil to go through instead of really hard rocks. So in this bed we installed a Vitex, we installed mulch, stone border. We have here a nice Pride of Barbaros. We have an Esperanza here as well, beautiful plant. So this area is more for mulch and plants. And so then we got another stone barrier here, and then pea gravel from here on to the back. Mostly because they're gonna set a table here. They're gonna set a swing underneath the tree to make sure they can have some nice fun. And so from there, we'll finish leveling this off, compacting a little bit, and it'll be a nice little patio hangout with some nice plants in the back. Landscaping here. We have our final day of this landscape installation. You guys saw us take out all the rocks. You guys saw us, do a bunch of stuff here and get all the stuff prepped. So now we're finally installing the grass. We're getting it wet with irrigation, and we're installing it right now. They're over there doing a great job. So we just installed this zoysia grass. We just installed it, so what they're doing is they're just making sure that it's all getting nice and wet and moist, so then that way the dirt underneath can get loose for all the sod to actually start growing. The sod came in the morning. We got this done in a few, 2 hours, 3 hours. In a Z to make sure it grows properly. We got the proper drainage following out to the road, so there's going to be no soggy areas up in here anymore. This front area we're going to install Bermuda. In the back we're installing zoysia. In the backyard they really didn't have a lawn to begin with, so that's why we're doing a little bit of a better grass, because we have nothing to build off of. And then in here we're going to do the Bermuda just to match what it already has. This is obviously messed up whenever we went in, and on the other side it was messed up by the pool builder when they built the pool. So we're going to do Bermuda in the front and zoysia in the back. What's up, my guys? We just wrapped up this side. We wrapped up that side in the morning. We just wrapped up this one. We're giving it a nice wet soak to make sure it grows into there. So yeah, our irrigation is installed. The grass is green. Hoping it stays green. The plants will do much better with the irrigation we installed for it. So hopefully everything looks perfect now. Installing this part of the section. So this is where they came in and out for the construction of the pool. They dug up a bunch of ditches for the pool too. So we're out here, we're grading it, we're fixing it. You know, irrigation is fixed, new grass, so this can finally be, instead of dirt, it can be nice and green grass.